Welcome back to the channel. Hala Madrid, ladies and gentlemen. Real Madrid winning today 4-1 over Real Sociedad at home. The opener in the Bernabeu. An emphatic win for our Real Madrid. Barcelona, you thought this shit was going to be wrapped up in one game just because you dropped 5 goals against a sorry-ass Elche team? You are fucking mistaken. If you are new to the channel, it is your boy, MadridistaFitz, home of Real Madrid's 11th best YouTube channel. We are by far the poorest channel, but we got a lot of heart, and I got my son with me. What do we say to Barcelona fans?
Cry, little baby.
Cry, little babies, cry. The league is not over yet. We dropped 4 on Real Sociedad today. It should have been more. We are going to go over the game on Real Madrid's 11th best YouTube channel. This is your boy, MadridistaFitz. If you are new to the channel, Madridistas, like and subscribe. Even you Barcelona bums are welcome. Even though you have terrible taste in football, and you may be seen down even from the eyes of God for being a Barcelona fan, you are still welcome to the channel, you fucking bums. But we're going to get into the game today. We're going to go over the game briefly. We're going to go over player ratings. We are going to name our player of the match. And we are going to even give a bum of the match or a turd of the match. And we'll end it up. I like to talk about Barcelona on my channel too, because this is kind of a Real Madrid and Barcelona channel. We'll go over the Barcelona bums and what I thought of their first game and their future matchup here against Atletico Bilbao tomorrow, which I will be hate watching. I hope they drop points. But man, what a second half today. I can say the first half of today's game, holy hell. I was even texting one of my friends who's actually a Barcelona bum himself. I was texting him, I'm about to crash out on video because this first half performance was lethargic. The typical stuff you see from Real Madrid the last 2 seasons. Lethargic, no sense of emphasis, no real scoring chances except Mbappe laying the ball off to Vinicius Jr. and he completely fluffed the finish. We just looked sluggish. I wouldn't say lazy. I wouldn't say there wasn't any effort going on. We just looked very lethargic, and we got into that mode of passing the ball. We get the ball up top, and whenever these teams play Real Madrid, most of the teams in La Liga, since it's a Mickey Mouse league, let's be honest, it is a competition between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and being completely honest, most of these teams just set up a low block. They try to take the punishment from Real Madrid and Barcelona and hopefully catch something on the counterattack or get a quick, goal on the break, which happened again today on us. Real Sociedad got a counterattack goal after we shortly scored our first goal in the first half, but it was very lethargic. And whenever these teams set up a low block, what we tend to do is we tend to try to pass the ball from left to right, side to side, and rotate the ball back and forth, and we never really get a final product from it. And that's what was going on this entire first half. It was absolute rage bait. I texted my Barcelona buddy, I'm about to crash out, and this video would look completely different if it didn't change in the second half. But finally, Freddy Valverde, the captain of Real Madrid, stepped up and he's won the ball. He drove the ball forward and he passed the ball. I'll try to include some video clips in this commentary and on my channel over here on the left-hand side. But he took the ball, he drove it down the center of the field and had a great pass to Mbappe, who probably should have scored more today. It's hard to complain about a player that scored 3 goals. He scored a hat-trick hero. In my eyes, the best player on planet Earth right now is Kylian Mbappe, because what he can do scoring goals-wise, the hardest thing in football is scoring goals. He is pretty mid in a lot of things, but he is amazing at the thing that matters the most, which is banging in goals in the back of the net. He scored 3 today. That will probably be a quarter of what Lamine Yamal scores this year. So it was good to see him bang in 3 goals. And on the first real opportunity that he had, he took the ball, he cut it in, and spanged in goal on his left foot. Great goal from Kylian Mbappe. But in typical Real Madrid fashion, we get caught on the counter and just giving up the stupidest goal that you can possibly give up. And I do have a feeling that one of the ugly things this year is our defense is just going to give up one stupid goal a game. It was almost the exact same goal that I saw last week or on Saturday in our first matchup on the road against Espanyol. It was just classic ball watching. I'll try to find a highlight of it. Pretty much the ball was sent down our wing. I don't know where the hell Dumfries was. He was fucking lost in the sauce, and it ended up being Kanate in a one-on-one, and Kanate totally overcommits. There's a cutback by the Real Sociedad player, and then what I saw is not 1, not 2, but 3 Real Madrid defenders ball watching. None of them going forward trying to re-challenge the offensive player that had the ball. 3 Real Madrid players absolutely ball watching, doing nothing about it, and simply the offensive player for Real Sociedad passed the ball over to a man that was completely unmarked. One thing I will say, if you are going to not try to challenge the player on the ball, instead of just ball watching, maybe look to your left, look to your right, see if there's any other opposition players coming on or trying to make a run into the box, and maybe put a body on them. I am so fucking sick and tired of the man that looks like Zac Efron. That is Alvaro Carreras. The dude is a fucking bum. I do not know why he is still playing. I do not know why he is still starting for Real Madrid. We paid 50-60 million euros for this cat, and I hope he never plays again at Real Madrid. Put on Cucurella. What the fuck are we doing with him? He completely was ball watching. Him and Dean Hughesen ball watching. No, not covering the Real Sociedad player that was making a run into the box, and they scored an easy goal on us. I do unfortunately think, unless we start playing Cucurella, unless Valverde is tracking back, that's another thing. Valverde and Bernardo Silva, where the hell were you at on that play, my dudes? Especially Bernardo Silva, who's done completely nothing going forward. If his entire role is just going to be back passing and playing side passes and playing defense, I want you back on defense, my dude, and picking up a man. I'll get into Bernardo Silva in a minute. I think he is the new lord of the back and side passes for Real Madrid. He has taken up the mantle that our old boy Danny Ceballos used to be, which is the lord of the back and side pass. So we let up a stupid, easy goal, and really the game at halftime was 1-1, and I'm like, is this going to be going on all season? This is fucking rage bait. It is absolutely annoying. How are we doing this? The second game of the season at home. We should be playing with more fire. We should be playing with more hunger. We should be having just more opportunities, more goal scoring opportunities. There really wasn't a whole lot in the first half, minus Mbappe, who really didn't bring his finishing boots in the first half. He had a few half chances, pretty much kicking the ball right at the goalkeeper. And then he had that dump off pass to Vinicius Jr., who played a little bit better today. The man with the second best chin when it comes to Real Madrid had a fluff of a finish in the first half. He did get one in the second half and an assist, which is good for the old Vinicius Jr., but really, at the end of the first half, I was like, this is the land of bullshit. This is the land of make believe. This is the land of I am fucking living a nightmare still. And we were 1-1 against Real Sociedad, who is a very decent side. I will say that. They did win silverware. This is one of the better teams that we will play in during the season, period. The Real Sociedads of the world actually won a trophy last year. They won more than we did last year. So this is a decent opponent. It's not like Elche, who Barcelona played in the very first game. It's not even like Espanyol, who certainly will finish behind Real Sociedad, maybe in the table this year. I know Real Sociedad isn't getting off to a hot start, but they're a decent side. So I was like, okay, 1-1, but we are at home, and I just wanted something better in the second half. And I don't know what Jose Mourinho said to these cats, but it was like night and day in the second half. It was completely different. The tables turned. These guys were actually playing with some fire, playing with some heart, wearing the badge with some fucking goddamn pride. And I saw a lot of good things. The best player of this entire game, in my opinion, was Jude the Dude Bellingham. This guy's going to have an incredible season. He already had a goal the first game. Now he had 2 assists to add to his tally, his goal to assist tally. In the second half, 2 assists. And really, the second goal was just a beautiful link-up play between Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham, who I think these two actually hate each other on a personal level, but it looked great in the second half between these two. I might be getting my goals out of order here, but there was a great link-up play where Jude Bellingham took the ball, he passed it to Mbappe, Mbappe passed it back to Bellingham, and then just laid the ball off to him once again. Some tiki-taka football, which you don't ever really see at Real Madrid. It was one of the prettier goals, link-up play goals that I've seen in 3 years with this combination of Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., and Kylian Mbappe. Great overall goal for Mbappe to bang it back in the back of the net, scoring his second goal. And then Jude Bellingham, once again, posing a threat, taking the ball on the outside of the box, doing a classic Jude Bellingham chop move, driving the ball into the middle, losing it, and then showing what he does best. He's a multifaceted player. After he lost the ball, He went back, stole the ball on defense, put a cross on to Vinicius Jr., the man with the crimson chin, banging the ball on the back of the net, getting him on the goal sheet, which is what we need at Real Madrid. We are going to need Vinicius Jr. to have a very good season in order for us to be competitive. That's for goddamn sure. And it was good to see him put the ball in the back of the net. And then our last goal, something I've been waiting for 3 fucking years. Old Vinicius Jr. just laying the ball off to Mbappe, who's making a run in the box. Even seeing Mbappe make a run in the box and chipping the ball over the keeper for his third and final goal for his hat trick. Mbappe, quite frankly, could have scored more goals in this game. He had more opportunities, but what a way to come back in the second half and restore some faith in this season. All these Barcelona cats, which I was seeing online and reading, were saying the season was already a wrap. You already won La Liga. Well, good luck tomorrow against Atletico Bilbao. It will certainly be a more stern of a test than you had against Elche in your first game. But I will briefly go over these player ratings for this game, and I will establish who I thought was my player of the game and my turd of the week for sure. Starting with up top, we pretty much had the same exact lineup. We ran a 4-2-3-1. So we had 4 in the back. We had, of course, Courtois as our keeper. He got a 6.8 according to FootMob. Not much for Courtois to do in this game. It's going to be a frustrating year for Courtois because, like I was saying, Real Madrid will literally give up one stupid opportunity a game. Both the goals that have been scored against Thibaut this year have been point blank opportunities right in front of the goal, and it's simply because our defense just ball watches a lot. It's classic ball watching between all of these guys, and they let an open man run clear in the box. It was kind of Valverde's fault in the last game against Espanyol. Today, it was the fault of Carreras, whose ass, I'll get into him in a second, and Dean Huijsen was ball watching. They weren't trying to play the man. They were just staring and then letting guys run into the box and having a simple go on Thibaut Courtois. I feel bad for him. 6.8 is probably justified. If he would have somehow stopped that shot from point blank range, he would have got an 8 or a 9. But 6.8 for Thibaut. And then across our back line, I'll just read you all of the player ratings. Carreras, bum-ass, 6.7. Dean Huijsen, 7.8. Konate, 7.3. And Dumfries, 6.9. I think it's interesting, the first 2 games, that we have played Carreras and Dumfries as our left back and right back. I did not think that would be the combination going into the season. I thought for sure it would be Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back and Carreras at left back. Now, after this game, I can say with all confirmation, and I'm sure this is going to happen, this is the last time we will see Carreras start for a while. The guy is simply, the Zac Efron lookalike is simply a fucking bum. He will just do something boneheaded one time a game, and he got caught fucking ball watching. He got a yellow card today, and he got his ass pulled out. I do not want to see this man playing for Real Madrid anymore as a starter. He's fine. He can come in as a bit player, and he can play against some of the smaller sides, maybe in the Copa del Rey. But any decent club, I don't want to see this guy playing on Real Madrid ever again. I hate to be as harsh with him, and he does have some great hair, and he does look like Zac Efron. I give him props in regards to that, but fuck this dude. I do not want to see him out there. As soon as Cucurella came in, I was like, this is a competent defender. He didn't let shit go on in the second half, and he just was better overall. He's a better player. Cucurella is a better player at this point in his career, and a solid veteran that was one of the best defenders at the World Cup. So what the hell are we doing playing Carreras? I am tired of his fucking ass. I really am. When it comes to Dean Huijsen and Konate, I'm going to say that partnership is probably going to roll for better or worse throughout the entire season. They have their moments of madness, that's for sure, but I think these scores are justifiable. 7.8 and 7.3 for Konate. Konate picked up a yellow card, so maybe a little bit of a worse rating for him. Dumfries, I'm not overly impressed with this cat. He's a little bit better than Trent on defense, that's for goddamn sure, but going forward, he just kind of looks lost. He gets the ball in the box sometimes, and he looks very jittery. Like, he even tried taking on a shot today, and it was just kind of half-assed. I don't know how I feel about this cat. Maybe in the bigger games against the stronger sides, giving him an opportunity to go in there for his defense is a good idea, but I feel like Trent could definitely add more on the offensive end, and I don't know how far he is down in Jose Mourinho's pecking order, because I'm trying to remember and think back in this game, but I don't even know if he got Let me check real quick. Did he get put on today? Cucurella came in, Camavinga came in, Brahim Diaz came in. No, Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't even manage any minutes today. I don't know what's going on with that. I would venture to say it could be a problem if Trent doesn't get his minutes. Maybe he'll want out of Real Madrid. Maybe, I don't know even what we could get for Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it's very interesting to see that the right back position has been completely dominated by Denzel Dumfries so far in this campaign. And will that continue? Who the hell knows? But let's move on to the midfield today. Freddy Valverde, I really talked about this in my last video. I love him in this new role, this deeper role. He did have kind of a bonehead moment last game where he let his man kind of drift into the box and uncovered, and that guy scored a goal. But his best role, in my opinion, is not being forward. He will every now and then bang in a goal from the outside of the box, but he's simply not a number 10. He's simply not a guy that's going to be setting up your offense. I think that role is perfectly suited to Jude Bellingham. I love where he's at. And Freddy Valverde, him playing deep in the midfield, right in front of our defensive line, gives our defensive line some insurance that they got a guy that's going to run his fucking socks off, that's going to be a defensive presence in front of them, maybe a calming presence. He's even decent with his feet every now and then, Valverde, and he picked out an excellent pass for Kylian Mbappe, who banged in 3 goals today. Once again, I will say that is probably a quarter of the goals that Lamine Yamal will score this year is what Mbappe did in one game. That's just fucking for facts, for sure. In the realm of planet Earth, that's what happens. In the realm of reality, that's what happens. But Freddy Valverde, a assist today. Good for him, and good defense. 8.2, certainly a justifiable rating. Then we have Bernardo Silva. I would not give this cat a 7.9. I think a 7.9 is a little bit high for him. Now, his defensive work rate and him running is pretty damn good. You can see that, especially for a guy his age. I'm damn near 40. I couldn't imagine. Bernardo Silva's like 32, 33 years old. I couldn't imagine running the race that he's doing. He seems to have this starting spot locked up in this defensive midfield type role. But Bernardo Silva, 7.9, I just don't see it because he just really hasn't done anything going forward. He is taking up the mantle of what I said Dani Ceballos did last year, or did in his entire career at Real Madrid, which was simply the lord of the back and side passes. Whenever Dani Ceballos got the ball, he just simply looked to his side and looked backwards and got rid of the ball. That's what Bernardo Silva has been doing. To me, he's not doing any type of line-breaking passes. He's not really contributing in the offense, but if he's here just to be a defensive kind of midfielder, it's kind of a different role for him, I guess. I thought he played some right wing at Manchester City and was kind of a threat going forward. He always did some damage when he played against Real Madrid. I just don't see it thus far from him going forward, but pretty decent game, playing defensive midfield for him. So I would probably have given him like a 6.5. Now it really goes into the guys that had outstanding games for Real Madrid, including who I would say was the best player. Carreras was by far the worst player. I think I forgot to mention that. He was the turd of the game. No need to mention him anymore. The man that looks like Zac Efron. He's the vein of my existence. I did give myself a haircut, which turned out quite nicely, but I had a fuck ton of gray hairs, and that was simply from watching Carreras play soccer. He fucking drives me nuts. Now, a guy that doesn't drive me nuts is Jude the Dude Bellingham. The best midfielder on planet Earth when he is healthy. I will stand by that. This dude will score you goals and get you assists. Quantifiable stats. That's for goddamn sure. He will even do the unquantifiable thing, which is defense. He'll run box to box. The guy's everywhere. He had an outstanding second half. First off, providing a assist to Kylian Mbappe, who I think on a personal level, those two fucking hate each other. They're like water and oil. They simply do not mix. I don't think they like each other, but out there on the pitch, you would never know today because excellent 1-2 tiki-taka football from Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham to Mbappe. But his assist to Vinicius Jr., Chinicius, the man with the crimson chin, looking good, my dude, Vinicius Jr. His assist to him was world class. He was trying to find his own shot, dribbling past a few players, cutting inside the box. He lost the ball, and then he had the defensive prowess to get it back, step on the ball, drag it, and then put a cross on to Vinicius Jr. This guy had 2 assists in this game, and he had a goal in the last game. Already a goal and 2 assists to Jude Bellingham's tally on the season. 8.9, I would have gave this guy a 9.5. He had an outstanding game for what he does on the pitch all around. He's I've described this before. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He gives you everything out there. If you need defense, if you need a guy running box to box, if you need a guy giving you assists, if you need a guy to bang in the ball in the back of the net, he could do that. Now, we have universally said on this channel that Pedri is the best midfielder on planet Earth. I will not fucking say that anymore. Stuff that Jude Bellingham does, Pedri cannot do. And that includes scoring the fucking football. You will never see Pedri do that. That's facts. I do love Pedri. I would love to have him at Real Madrid, but I will no longer say that Pedri is the best midfielder on planet Earth. In my book, when Jude Bellingham is healthy, it goes to him and him alone. That's for goddamn sure. Now, I thought it was interesting having Arda Güler out on the right. I do not think that this is his best position. And I'm starting to wonder why the fuck we signed Yan Diomande for 144 million euros if this man's never going to play on the right or if he's only going to get an 8-minute cameo. That confuses me. I will get into him in just a second, but Arda Güler, nothing too spectacular today. He certainly tries to do the line-breaking passes. Maybe not as good of a game that he had against Espanyol, but still very serviceable. 8.2, good enough. This guy is great. I'm calling him the little magician for sure. The little Turkish musician, Arda Güler. I don't like that position for him. I think he needs to be more central, but he seems to have this right position locked up for sure. It will be interesting to see how they keep playing, and I wonder in the back of my head why the hell we signed Yan Diomande for 144 million euros, or why we brought Endrick back from loan if they're never going to fucking play. That makes no sense to me. But anywho, let's move on to Vinicius Jr., the man with the second best chin when it comes to Real Madrid, myself being number one. Vinicius Jr., my dude, freaking welcome back to the party. I, even though in the first half, thought this guy was a little bit of a stinker. That's for sure. I don't think he's 100% yet. I think he still maybe needs to lose a pound or two. He had a little too much fun on his vacation. It happens, that's for sure. I certainly gained 10 pounds on a whim whenever I get a little bit hungry one day and hit up the old Burger King. You can have it your way. That's for goddamn for sure. So maybe Vinicius Jr. did that as well. Maybe he hit up a little bit too much BK. Maybe the chin was weighing him down. Who the hell knows at the end of the day? But Vinicius Jr. with a goal and an assist. This is what I like to see. We need to get this guy going. We are going to need him for sure in the season. Keep going. It was good to see him smiling. It was good to see him put the ball in the back of the net. It was really good to see him hugging with the coach. There was some controversy in previous seasons. I know that Jose Mourinho wasn't his coach, but they had a kind of a thing going on. The relationship seems to be good there. The relationship seems to be good between Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. They were all hugging like bros. They were all looking happy and chummy. That was good to see. And it was good to see Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe finally link up. How many years has it taken for these guys to get goals and assists amongst each other? It was very simple too. Mbappe just made a middle run into the box, and Vinicius Jr. just did a little dump off pass, just a little chip, and then Mbappe chipped the keeper on a beautiful fourth goal. Now, I will say, Kylian Mbappe, hats off to you, brother. 9.8, fully justifiable. Banging a hat trick is not easy in a professional match. Anytime you do that, you're the fucking man. That's for sure. I have said this in previous videos. Kylian Mbappe may be mid in a lot of things. His vision isn't that great. He does look a little bit better in dribbling. I have called him a little mid in that, which is crazy for me to say because it's Kylian Mbappe. But compared to guys like the Barcelona princess, Lamine Yamal, he is a little bit mid when it comes to the dribbling. He even was dribbling past some guys today. He's not great in the air. He's not going to give you anything on defense. That's for goddamn sure. He's not even going to play as a traditional striker and help you with your link-up play up top. But when this guy is on and scoring goals, he does something that is the hardest thing to do in football, and that's simply banging the ball in the back of the net. He does that better than anyone maybe on planet Earth. And this guy banged 3 more goals in today. Could have been 4, could have been 5. That's for goddamn sure. This man is going to score a lot of fucking goals, and this is a defining season for you, my dude. I want to see this each and every game. You should not go a game without scoring goals with the opportunities that you are getting with this Real Madrid team this year. That's going to wrap it up for the player ratings. Good game today. Good way to acquit yourselves after your first game's performance. My biggest question marks, I will say, with the substitutions is some players got some time today. They subbed in Mark Cucurella. That guy, he should be starting. They only gave him a 6.8. I would give him a fucking 8 because I simply don't think that players are going to take advantage of Cucurella like they do the Zac Efron looking motherfucker when it comes to Alvaro Carreras. That guy just does some boneheaded stuff. Cucurella might not give you as much going forward as Carreras, but he's a solid ass defender. Camavinga came in. I didn't really see too much from him. He came in the 78th minute. Not a whole lot that you can do in that little amount of time. 6.4 is justifiable. Brahim Diaz, the Moroccan Prince, almost got on the scoreboard. We had 5 goals at one time. It got called back for an offsides. SB came in looking dangerous, like per usual with him in a Real Madrid uniform. SB came in the 86th minute, had a shot, and then Brahim Diaz banged the ball in the back of the net. That was good to see, but SB was offsides, unfortunately. So pretty decent outing from the Moroccan Prince, who usually does nothing. And then Yan Diamandi. This is the most confusing thing so far this season for me, is you sign a guy like Yan Diamandi for $144 million, and this guy is only getting in the 84th minute to come in for Vinicius Jr. What are we doing with this guy? Is he looks good in training from the highlights I see. Is he already that low in the pecking order where we're not ever going to play him? Even when he came in his cameo, I saw him dribble past 2 players. This guy can give you something. He's got some speed. He's got some power. I think he should be playing on the right. I think he should get a start in some of these games. Maybe he will just be a super sub option. Who the hell knows? But it's just surprising he only got a total of 8 minutes in this game. Just crazy. Trent Alexander didn't come on. That was completely surprising to me. And Endrick, what the hell are we doing with this guy? Is this guy ever going to play at Real Madrid? Maybe we should just sell him. Maybe send him out on loan again. It's maddening with him. I think he could be contributing to the cause too. But I will conclude this video with my Barcelona wrap-up. What a performance from Barcelona the other day. I will be hate watching them tomorrow, but 5 goals against Elche. Wow. Incredible performance from Barcelona. Now, I will say Barcelona fans may have thought that the season was wrapped up. Look at my eyes. It's a long way from fucking over, boys. We are going to put it in a fight this year. Great comeback for what Barcelona did. We could have simply rolled over and dropped points in this game after a 1-1 start in the first half. We put in the fight, and I love to see it from this Real Madrid team. Finally play with some fucking heart. I love to see that. Now, Barcelona, incredible stuff. They have La Liga wrapped up. I did watch the game, particularly great performances from Rafinha. Is he going to be their full-time forward? Who the hell knows, but he looked great up there. Even their signings, who they got, instant impact from the likes of Anthony Gordon. I did say he was going to be do quite well for Barcelona. He absolutely cooked. 2 assists and very unselfish. He could have had a goal himself, but he passed the ball over to, I can't even remember who it was. I think it was his Rafinha for a second goal. And then Karim Adiambe, whatever the hell his name is, he scored a goal. He was quite shit in the first half, but no surprise to me. I will say 2 players that were absolute fucking bums and a part of that Spanish World Cup team. Gavi, looking like prime Megan Rapinoe out there with the pink hair. Absolute bum. I'm sorry you got hurt, but the only thing Gavi is good at when it comes to football is kicking Jude Bellingham in El Clasicos. And then we have to say, a very impressive performance from Barcelona, 5-0, with the Barcelona princess himself, Lamine Yamal, doing his classic double zeros, the best player in the world, who we have claimed, who Barcelona players have claimed, getting, close your eyes, tell me what you see. It's the realm of nothingness. He never gets a goal or assist in any games that he plays. It's a madness, at least recently, not for a while. In the entire World Cup, 0 goals, 0 assists, except for Saudi Arabia, against the Elches of the world, the teams he usually cooks. Freaking nothing. Not a goal, not an assist. He is the prince against these little clubs. I will put a little stat over here. Whenever he plays a big club the last year, he always gets 0 goals and 0 assists. But when it comes to the little guys, he usually cooks. The man with the beard, looking like he's on his second divorce. He looks depressed as fuck out there. What is wrong with the Barcelona princess? And I think it might be the most fitting nickname for him because he is becoming a passenger princess on all these teams. When it comes to the Spanish national team, passenger princess, he was along for the ride while all his teammates won that World Cup for him. He was mid as fuck in that World Cup, and he was absolute dirt on their first game on against Elche. Dirt, bum. The man looking like he's on a second divorce with that beard. Looks like he hasn't seen the light of day, hasn't shaven in a couple weeks. My dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I am loving to see it. The man that would win a Ballon d'Or. Absolute stinker, line and hook. That's all I will say about Barcelona. Best of luck against Atletico Bilbao. I think it will be a harder test. Good luck in your dirty Camp Nou stadium. I hope you guys lose. I will be hate watching it. And if they lose, I will certainly do a video because fuck Barcelona. Love you all. This is MadridistaFitz out. Even you Barcelona bums that like and subscribe to my channel. I love you all too, even though you are completely misguided. And maybe you will be judged harshly when you come to the pearly gates by Jesus Christ himself for being a Barcelona fan. Who the hell knows? We will find out. That's for sure. Real Madrid is God's team. That's for sure. I am claiming that right now. All right, this is MadridistaFitz out. See ya later, Madridistas. Good win. Barcelona bums, get fucked. I hope you lose tomorrow. This is MadridistaFitz out. Peace.